Hi Nursery, it's Mrs Starkey here. Now I'm here to read you a bedtime story. I've got my pyjamas on, I've got my cosy dressing gown on. I'm ready to read you a story before you go to bed. Okay, so I hope you are ready for bed too. Okay, this story is called Snowbear, the polar bear. Let's see what Snowbear gets up to. Just around the corner from the North Pole, in a house built of snow, lived a polar bear called Snowbear. The North Pole was a lonely place and Snowbear didn't have any friends. Oh no, so it said that he lived in a house built of snow. Does anybody know, what do we call these houses that are built of snow? Well done if you said igloo. This is an igloo, that's right. Sometimes he played a game of dominoes, but playing dominoes all by himself wasn't much fun because Snowbear always won and Snowbear always lost. Snowbear was also a sculptor. He made wonderful snow sculptures which glistened in the winter sun. Snowbear was very proud of his snow sculptures, only sometimes he wished he had a friend to show them to. That would be really nice, sighed Snowbear. He was a bear who often talked to himself. He's very lonely, isn't he? Then, one morning, Snowbear was catching fish at a hole in the ice cap when suddenly a seal plopped up from the water. "I'm Sydney," said the seal. "My name is Snowbear," said Snowbear. And then he asked, "Will you be my friend?" He'd always wanted a friend, and Sydney said yes. From that day on, Snowbear and Sydney met every morning at the ice hole. They played dominoes for hours and hours. Sometimes Snowbear won and sometimes Sydney won, but they always had fun together. Snowbear took Sydney to see his new snow sculptures. Sydney made a sculpture too, a statue of Snowbear. "I haven't got a big tummy like that," said Snowbear. "Oh, yes, you have," said Sydney, who liked to tease Snowbear. Snowbear was very happy. Now that he had a friend, he didn't need to talk to himself anymore. Snowbear and Sydney promised each other they would always be friends, always and forever. That looks fun, doesn't it? Rolling down a hill, holding onto a snowball. But then, one cold and frosty morning, the hole in the ice was gone. It was frozen. Snowbear called out to his friend, "Sydney! Sydney! Sydney!" No. But Snowbear couldn't find Sydney anywhere, and Sydney couldn't find Snowbear anywhere. Snowbear's on top of the ice, and Sydney's underneath in the water. They can't get to each other. Snowbear walked back to his snow house, feeling cold and lonely and empty. "I'll never see Sydney again," he sighed. Snowbear was talking to himself again. He's so lonely, isn't he? It was midwinter and the days were as dark as the nights. Snowbear waited for the sun to rise. He waited and waited and waited, and then he fell asleep. Snowbear woke up on a warm spring morning. He yawned a big yawn and then looked around. Everything looked different. The sun had melted a new hole in the ice. Only this hole was a lot bigger. Suddenly a seal plopped up from the water, and another one, and another one. Look, there's 1, 2, 3. Hey! Sydney was back and he brought some friends to play. Now Snowbird would never be lonely again. That's the end. I hope you enjoyed that story of Snowbird the polar bear and his friend Sydney. Okay, I will see you soon, Nursery. Take care. Night night.